I have buried 3 doctors, not one. 3. Men who told me to slow down. Men who looked at my chart and spoke to me the way people speak to something that is already half gone. Men who understood medicine but did not understand living. I outlived them all. I am 108 years old. I wake before the sun because I choose to, not because pain pulls me from sleep. I grow herbs outside my back door. I read without glasses. I laugh loudly and without apology. And I am going to tell you something today that nobody, not your physician, not your nutritionist, not the wellness influencer selling you supplements at midnight, has had the courage to say plainly. You are eating yourself into an early grave, not because of what you are eating, not because of how much, but because you never stop. You wake up and you eat. You sit at a desk and you eat. You watch television and you eat. You celebrate and you eat. You grieve and you eat. You are bored for 11 minutes and you eat. Your body has not known a single quiet hour in years, and it is killing you slowly, politely, and right on schedule. I am not here to be polite. I am 108 years old, and I have earned the right to tell you the truth directly. So sit down, stop chewing for 5 minutes, and listen. Let me ask you something honest. When was the last time you felt genuinely, completely hungry? Not bored, not stressed, not habitual. Actually hungry. The kind where your body is speaking to you clearly and you have no choice but to hear it. Most of you cannot remember because you never let it happen. You have built your entire day around food that was never asked for. Breakfast the moment your feet hit the floor. A snack because someone brought something into the office. Lunch because the clock reached noon, not because your stomach made any such request. Something at 3. Dinner. Dessert. Something small before bed because the kitchen is 10 steps away and discipline is hard when you are tired. From the moment you wake to the moment you sleep, your body is processing. And here is what I need you to understand with complete seriousness. Digestion is not free. Every single time food enters your body, an enormous operation begins. Blood redirects. Organs fire up. Hormones flood your system. Your immune response shifts. Your inflammation levels adjust. Your liver, your pancreas, your gut, all of it mobilizes like a factory running a full shift. That factory never closes in your body, not for a night, not for a morning, not for a single hour of genuine rest. And while that factory runs, the maintenance crew cannot work. The repair, the cellular cleaning, the quiet, unglamorous, absolutely essential work of keeping your body from deteriorating from the inside. That work requires stillness. It requires the factory to go quiet. Yours never does. That is not a small problem. That is the problem. And most of you are 90% of the way through your life before anyone says it to you straight. I am saying it now. I grew up with nothing, and I mean that without sentiment or self-pity. Simply nothing. Born in 1916, rural Tennessee. 5th of 8 children on a farm that produced exactly enough to keep us upright and not a crumb beyond that. There was no snacking. There was no pantry you wandered to when your mood dipped. There was what was put on the table twice a day, and there was gratitude for it. And between those 2 moments, there was work. You did not think about food between meals because thinking changed nothing. It was not available, so your body learned to run without it. I did not know at the time that this was a gift. I worked hard from the time I could walk. I slept the deep, black, total sleep of someone who had genuinely spent themselves. I did not get sick the way others got sick. While women my age complained of heaviness, of fatigue, of bodies that felt like they were fighting them, I moved through my days with something I can only describe as an engine that was well maintained. I did not know the word autophagy. I could not have told you what a cell was, not in any technical sense. But my body knew, because for 16 hours out of every 24, from the time I finished supper to the time I sat down for a midday meal the following day, my body was not managing food. It was managing itself, repairing itself, clearing out what had broken down, running its maintenance shifts in the long, quiet hours I unknowingly gave it. I called it life. Scientists eventually caught up and gave it longer names. The result was the same. Here is the truth that took me a century to be able to say plainly, because for most of that century I simply lived it without words for it. The body does not heal while it is busy. Read that again if you need to. You would not crawl under a car engine moving at 60 miles an hour to fix it. You would stop the car. You would let it cool. You would give a mechanic silence and stillness and time to find what is worn and replace it before it fails entirely. Your body is no different. When you eat constantly, you keep the engine running without pause. And the repair crew, the biological systems designed specifically to identify damaged cells, clear out dysfunctional proteins, recycle the debris that accumulates in every human body over time, they cannot work. They are crowded out by the ongoing operation of digestion, of insulin management, of metabolic processing that never gets a closing hour. Scientists call the cleaning process autophagy, the body consuming and recycling its own damaged material during periods of fasting. It is not a new discovery. It has been in your biology since before you were born, but it requires a condition most modern bodies never experience: quiet. I gave my body quiet for 16 hours every single day of my life, not by design, but by circumstance. And somewhere in that quiet, every night, my cells did what cells are built to do when left alone long enough. They cleaned, they repaired, they renewed. I did not live to 108 because I did something extraordinary. I lived to 108 because I consistently, reliably, without interruption, got out of my own body's way. I want you to picture two farms, same land, same soil, same seeds planted in the same season. The first farmer works his fields without stopping, plants, harvests, plants again, never lets the soil rest, never rotates, never allows a season of recovery. For a decade, the yields look fine. By the second decade, the soil is thinning. By the third, what grows is smaller, weaker, more vulnerable to disease. By the fourth decade, the land is exhausted. It gave everything because it was never permitted to replenish. The second farmer works just as hard, but he understands fallow seasons. He lets sections of his land rest. He gives the soil time to recover what was taken from it. His farm reaches 100 years and is still producing. Your body is the farm. Every meal you eat before your body has finished its repair work is another season without fallow. And the debt accumulates quietly, invisibly, for decades before the bill arrives. And when it arrives all at once. So here is what I am telling you plainly from 108 years of evidence. You do not need to suffer. You do not need to starve or restrict or spend money on programs that dress up simple biology in complicated language to sell it back to you. You need to stop eating for 12 hours, then perhaps 14. Let the kitchen go dark after supper. Let your body do in the night what it has been trying to do your whole life whenever you gave it the chance, that is all. I have watched people spend fortunes on their health. I have watched them chase every new answer, every new solution, everything that promised to add years to their life. Most of them are gone. I am still here, not because I found something remarkable, but because I never interfered with something ordinary. The body's own ancient, intelligent, relentless drive to heal itself if only you will stop filling it long enough to let it try. Close the kitchen tonight, sit in the quiet, and for the first time in perhaps a very long time, let your body catch up to you. It has been waiting patiently. It knows exactly what to do.